You think you're good at reading people? You're not. And if you keep hiring, trusting, and leading the wrong ones, they'll burn your business to the ground. Subscribe right now, because what I'm about to tell you will save you decades of pain. For 3 decades, I sat in boardrooms, mediated employee disputes, signed off on layoffs, and watched leaders rise and fall. I've had the privilege, and sometimes the horror, of working under countless CEOs. Some were visionaries, some were tyrants, and some should never have been in charge of a lemonade stand. And through all those years, I realized that success leaves patterns, and so does failure. Each leader left a mark on me. They didn't just shape my career, they shaped how I see people, business, and life itself. Today, I want to share with you the most important lessons I've learned from these incredible individuals. Whether you're starting your career, leading a team, or just curious about the real-world side of leadership, these lessons will stick with you. The first thing I learned: people first, always. The best CEOs I worked with understood that you don't just manage a business, you lead people. When your team feels seen, heard, and valued, they'll move mountains for you. One CEO I knew spent the first hour of his day simply walking around, asking employees about their kids, hobbies, or weekend plans. That genuine connection built loyalty you can't buy with any paycheck. You've been taught to hire for skills. That's wrong. Skills can be faked, skills can be learned, but character, you either have it or you don't. If you pick skill over character, you're betting your future on a snake who can code, sell, or manage. And when the storm hits, they'll save themselves, not you. Another thing I learned: your decisions define you, not your speeches, not your intentions, your actions. One CEO I worked with had the chance to take a shortcut that would have made the company millions overnight, but it would have hurt the community we served. He walked away from that deal, and though we took a hit financially, our reputation skyrocketed. That integrity opened doors years later that money never could. The final big lesson: never stop learning. The smartest leaders I know read every day, ask endless questions, and surround themselves with people smarter than they are. They don't fear being the least knowledgeable person in the room. They see it as an opportunity to grow. Stop obsessing over skills. Start obsessing over character, adaptability, and integrity. Hire slow, fire fast, and never put your company's future in the hands of someone you wouldn't trust with your house keys. After 30 years in HR working alongside these leaders, I realized something important. Leadership isn't about the title on your business card. It's about the way you make people feel, the example you set, and the courage to do what's right even when no one's watching. These lessons weren't taught in a classroom. They came from watching leaders in their best and worst moments. And they're lessons I'll carry for life. You want to be a CEO people respect? Stop hiring fast talkers and start finding truth tellers. Stop managing processes and start leading people. And if you can't do that, don't complain when your empire collapses. If this episode gave you something to think about, imagine what we can uncover together in the next ones. I'll be sharing more real-world leadership lessons, HR secrets, and the human side of business. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and let's keep learning, growing, and leading. One story at a time. See you in the next episode.